much. Then without further ado, at 12:02 on January 13th, 2023, I will go ahead and call this Policy and Funding Committee meeting to order. So I will be looking off screen over here at my notes to make sure that I am staying on track. I will go ahead and say to everyone, Happy New Year. My name is Rebecca Smith, and I am the chair of the Policy and Funding Committee for the City of San Diego's Commission for Arts and Culture. We do have particular protocols for these virtual meetings, which actually will be ending soon, but to ensure the highest possible level of transparency and access for the community, we now also allow for public comments to be provided after each agenda item. So I do want to remind my fellow commissioners to keep your video on throughout the meeting to remain as accessible as possible to our audience. And of course, we ask the same of participating staff. So I will do a quick roll call to confirm commissioner attendance. When I call your name, please unmute yourself and say present. Commissioner Tyler Hughes.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Dr. Alberto Pulido.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Tracy DeZenzo.
Present.
And just joining us, I see Commissioner Kamal Martin. Welcome.
Thank you. Present.
Thank you. And I do not see our chair of the commission, Commissioner Ann Bosler. And as I mentioned before, Commissioner Leanne Kim is out of the country. So your attendance has been noted. Also joining us today is city staff, including Executive Director Jonathan Gluss, Chief of Civic Arts Strategies Christine Jones, and Senior Arts and Culture Funding Manager Kip Eischen. And we also have our newest member of the staff team, Gabrielle Romberger. So if I may, really quickly, I don't know, can we just say hello to Gabrielle, and can we say have her say just a few words about where she came from and like what she hopes to do on this staff? I know I'm putting you on the spot, Gabrielle, but like, welcome to our world.
No, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be a part of this amazing team and to learn a little bit more about each of you with time. But just a bit about myself. I'm coming from the world of museums in San Diego. So I've been working specifically with arts education and community programs for the past 7 years. So really, working with local artists to develop programs, enriching programs for our community and for our audience here at Mingue, and before that at the New Children's Museum. So really happy to kind of be on the other side and work with the city and making sure that we are allocating the needs of our arts and culture orgs. So very excited to be here and to learn more.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Gabrielle. And my fellow commissioners know that I also very much care and have worked in education too. And so I very much care about our emerging talent in the region, and knowing that you come from our worlds with the Mingue and the New Children's Museum, now you can really get involved in the work of the city process. So again, welcome. Before we get into the agenda, I will call on Kip to review the guidelines with us for today's meeting.
Sure, good afternoon. In effort to provide greater accessibility, members of the public may join the meeting as webinar attendees in order to provide virtual non-agenda and agenda comment in real time. Committee members, city staff, and authorized presenters are attending the meeting as panelists, and the meeting will function for them identically as to a typical Zoom meeting. As a refresher, please note the buttons on the control bar at the bottom of the Zoom window. The camera icon is to activate your video. The microphone is to mute and unmute. Please remember to stay muted while you are not talking and to unmute yourself when you speak. We will also see the chat window button. Please keep your chat window open at all times, as we will be using the chat to signal when you would like to speak. We do recognize that there is a hand raising function. However, we request that you type speak in the chat window for the record, and the chair will acknowledge speaking requests in order. When wanting to make a motion, second a motion, or participate in a discussion, please type speak in the chat box, and Chair Smith will call on you in the order entered. Please refrain from using the meeting chat for anything other than signaling that you'd like to speak in order to comply with the Brown Act. Thank you.
Thank you, Kip, and thank you for always keeping us on track. So we will now move to non-agenda public comment. The public was invited to submit public comment on the agenda and non-agenda items via a web form accessible through the agenda and the commission's website. Members of the public may join this meeting as webinar attendees. And if members of the public have submitted comments in writing via the web form, our staff will read aloud the public comments per the city public comment protocol. So Kip, any public comment at this point?
There is no public comment and there are no members of the public in attendance at this time.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Then we will go to our first order of business, which is to approve the minutes from our previous meeting. Hoping that everyone had a chance to take a look. And if you have any questions, of course, we can introduce those questions at this point, but I will entertain a motion to approve. Commissioner DeZenzo.
I motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Wonderful, thank you. I do need a second. Commissioner Hughes.
I second the motion.
Thank you very much. So I will go ahead and ask for our vote, looking around us at the Zoom room. Commissioner Hughes.
Yay.
Commissioner DeZenzo.
Yay.
Commissioner Polito.
Yay.
Commissioner Martin.
Yay.
And my vote is a yay, so that action passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right. In terms of our commission business, want to see if there's anything, and Kip, tell me if I'm actually moving this forward, right? Because I know you need to present the slate of panelists to us, but is there anything else that needs to be moved forward at this time?
For commission business, no, and the action for the slate will be item 4, past commission business and any other reports.
Okay. Awesome. Then at this point, I think we can move forward, yes? Sorry, I'm looking at the notes and there are lots of, there are not lots of notes here. I'm going to go ahead and read this action item as is, and then turn the business over to, turn the description over to Kip to give us more information. We are looking at, in front of us, a slate of commission advisory panelist candidates to evaluate proposals submitted in response for the fiscal year 2024 Organizational Support Program and Creative Communities San Diego application. I will say, as I said at the executive committee meeting this morning, this is our opportunity, commissioners. And then I'm looking specifically at our newest commissioners, but also reminding those of us on the committee, this is such a great way for us to do outreach in the community. So to be able to engage different panelists from all sorts of places and corners of our community, this is the way that our work not only gets done, but also that our work gets communicated. Kip.
Chair Smith, before we go further into that, I just want to make sure we don't miss the roll call for approving the minutes for item 3.
Okay. So basically, and I'm sorry, Kip, so I'm, like I said, this is what I get for looking at 2 different computers. So I'm going back and needing to do what at this point with our lineup?
We have a first and a second, and we need to do the roll call for the whole voting body to approve the minutes.
Yes, we do. All right, so voting on the minutes, Commissioner Hughes.
Yay.
Commissioner DeZenzo.
Yay.
Commissioner Polito.
Yay.
And Commissioner Martin.
Yay.
Awesome, and my vote is also a yay. Thank you so much.
So the minutes
Kip, are
are,
we good?
yes.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, now on to you.
Sure. So we are advising that the City of San Diego Commission for Arts and Culture recommend the slate of panelist candidates provided in your meeting packets to be approved for panel review of the Part 2 application of the fiscal year 2024 application for the Organizational Support Program and Creative Communities San Diego. As part of your meeting packets today, you received a list, it was the last item, of all the candidates that we are proposing to be included as potential panelists for reviewing FY24 Part 2 funding proposals. In following the commission's rules and regulations, the commission may establish advisory panels of which these candidates would be a part to utilize the input and feedback of panelists in the funding process. When a commission advisory panel is to be established, the commission will recommend members of advisory panels after reviewing a slate of candidates presented by staff, and that slate is what was included in your meeting packets today. Approved panelists may be called upon to serve for up to 3 consecutive years without the need to reapply. And to this end, panelists from last year's approved slate may also be called upon to serve in FY24 panels. To prepare the slate of proposed commission advisory panelist candidates, we drew from a pool of nominations obtained through an open call for self-nominations and third-party nominations, and a review of individuals who have previously served on commission committees or panels, and a review of individuals who have field expertise in nonprofit management, artistic disciplines, philanthropy, or community engagement. This year, we received approximately 41 submissions during the publicized call for panelist applications. Thank you very much for any outreach efforts conducted by members of this committee, which is such an important element of our work together as we solicit calls to cultural practitioners to comprise our funding panels. Of those 41, you will see that 27 have been deemed eligible, keeping in mind requirements of serving, which include avoiding conflicts of interest and a background related to cultural practice among applicants from North America. We received a strong pool of applicants from San Diego, but also from Tijuana and further afield, such as from Texas, Canada, New Mexico, Florida, and Sacramento. This pool augments the existing pool that last year also included a diversity of candidates from varying backgrounds, cultural experiences, and geographic locations. Please keep in mind that our team may continue to augment this list through personalized outreach to other potential panelists as the needs of our panels become clearer. The Part 2 application is now open. So we may be reviewing and noticing where we might need some more additional panelists. And any additions would be submitted to the full commission, including yourselves, for review prior to the next commission meeting at the end of this month.
Thank you, Kip. Is there any public comment for this item at this point?
There has been no public comment submitted and no members of the public are present.
Okay, awesome. Then what I will do is call for the motion and then we can have discussion here because this is good stuff. So commissioners, may I have a motion to approve this action? Commissioner Hughes.
I so move.
Thank you. Commissioner DeZenzo.
I will second.
Awesome. Comments, discussion on this item. Like I said, this is a great outreach opportunity for us. And it is, since we as commissioners no longer serve on the panels, this is the way the work gets done. So Commissioner Hughes.
I just want to compliment the staff and everybody on the commission who was able to bring in such a diverse panel of applicants to see the levels of professionalism and experience with nonprofit administration, grant administration, grant writing is really, really impressive. The fact that we have the cultural arts manager for Dallas, we've got people from Austin. I mean, we've got some real heavy hitters here able to come in and give analysis on our team or our applications. I think is really impressive. And it's, again, just a testament to the growing professionalism of this commission and the place that San Diego should hold in the firmament of the arts ecosystem of America. We're the 8th largest city and we should behave like it. And it's just big city thinking. So I'm really jazzed about this.
Very well said. Thank you, Commissioner Hughes. Anyone else comments on this action? I will share something that came up during the executive committee meeting this morning where we were encouraging not only new commissioners, but all commissioners, since these panels will happen via Zoom, to really consider joining the panels in March, sitting in on all or part of them. I know in the past, in person, we as commissioners would actually welcome everyone and just say a few words about why we volunteer to do this work and why it's so important to our region and our city. And so just really thinking about like, this is the room where it happens. So I would love for you as commissioners to really join the panels and see the discussion, see the questions, see the heart really of all of the panel applicants as they come on, and then also thank the panelists for their work as well. So with no further comments, I will go ahead and call for the vote. So as I call your name, please let me know where you stand on this action. Commissioner Hughes.
An enthusiastic yay.
All right. Commissioner DeZenzo.
Yay.
Commissioner Polito.
Yay.
Thank you. And Commissioner Martin.
Yay.
Awesome. My vote is also a yay. And so this motion passes unanimously. Jonathan, I know we have you still on this meeting for a few more moments. So if possible, I want to just say a quick word about my own transition and then pass over to you, or would you like me to wait until after you drop off?
I can do just a quick thing. I do want to ask the staff, Kip and Christine, have you made arrangements to allow for additional panel nominations at the full commission meeting?
Yes, I think Kip shared that staff will be continuing to cultivate and look for applicants for the panels, and we'll be bringing that to the commission as part of their package if we identify those. So that will come at the end of the month.
Great, thank you. Excuse me. I would just add two quick things, underscoring, man, building panels take a lot of time. So the comments are appreciated. We're still not where we want to be, especially because so many public funding agencies like this do not fund science and natural history institutions or organizations that is in our portfolio. So we have to put extra effort into attracting panelists who have a level of expertise in that space. So just sharing that. And then the other thing that I will just add, coming from the executive committee, is encouraging everyone to attend the full commission meeting at the end of January. There will be a robust conversation around Prop 28 and the implications of Prop 28 in our community. Number one, and number two, there'll be our first conversation at a commission meeting about the overall calendar schedule of the cultural planning process. So really important opportunity for you all to be part of that conversation. And my last job, Chair Smith, is to, on behalf of the staff, thank you for all of your work for many, many, many years in our community. We really appreciate your counsel and guidance and interest and enthusiasm and strategy work and so much more than has made you a partner and leader and so critical to the ecosystem of the arts community here. So I just want to personally thank you, Rebecca, for everything that you've done and will continue to do.
You are very welcome. And so I will say to this committee, because we have not said it here publicly yet, I will be transitioning on. I have been with the commission as a volunteer for 10 years and 2 months. Got a special dispensation with the pandemic, but really truly honored to serve on this committee. I've learned a lot. As much as I feel like I have given, I feel like I have learned so much more, and I will still continue to stay close to the work. As we mentioned, names and organizations in this community, they are organizations and names that I feel like I'm already very closely connected to. So yeah, we will still be in touch. I leave you in the able able hands of our vice chair, who will, as the meeting ends, will then be chair of the policy and funding meeting, Commissioner Tyler Hughes, who you may know his day job, he works in finance, so he understands very much the policy and funding aspects that come up for us. But you may not know that he also worked as a contractor once upon a time for the city of San Diego as an arts leader. He still does very much in the community as an arts leader. So he also knows this work deeply, and really excited just to continue to collaborate with him in many, many different ways. And then he also is an artist himself. If you have not seen him at a community theater near you, please make sure you do when he's back ready to get up on stage again. So again, thank you, Dr. Polito. I just want to say you brought us a poet laureate that just makes me so happy because yes, another Filipino artist in the mix. I was telling Christine earlier that Bennett PG and I took Bennett's seat on this commission 10 years ago. We've been texting back and forth. We're super, super excited. Tracy, just thank you for you've always had such great energy for this work, and I know you will continue to do so. And Kamal, we haven't had a chance to work so much together on this committee, but I have no doubt because you work for Catalyst, we'll definitely have some ways to catch up soon. So again, thank you, Jonathan, for your words. Kip, Christine, thank you all. Super, super honored just to keep moving on.
Are you attending the January meeting?
I will be in attendance, but as a member of the public at large and not as a
Oh.
commissioner. Yes,
Oh my God.
today will be my last day. Yes.
Well, I'm blindsided, but okay. Sorry to have you leave. I mean, you're the only person that ever really showed me the ropes in this commission, so I appreciate that. Our hour and plus long conversation that we had was quite an eye opener, and I really appreciated that. So thank you very much. And I'm sorry to see you go.
Thank
But I
you
know
for
the
that,
rules are the
Tracy.
rules. Rules are
Yes.
rules. So
Well, and you know how to reach me too. If you're like, hey, I have just know that I won't be speaking in commissioner capacity anymore, but as somebody who just continues to care about the work.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
All right,
And-
and with that, and Jonathan, this will probably get you to your meeting. Please type in the chat if you have any comments for new business for future agendas. And then, of course, we want to give our new chair a chance to speak as well. First of all, Commissioner Hughes, let's see if we have any other comments from anybody else. If not, go ahead, Commissioner Hughes.
I just wanted to say thank you very much, Chair Smith. And it has been an honor and a privilege to work with you for the last, oh gosh, what, 4+ years, and just knowing each other for 10 or so, and just to learn at your side and work with you on both policy and funding and advocacy, and just to be able to learn so much from you and the example you have set as a commissioner and as an arts leader in San Diego. And we owe you a debt of gratitude as a group, but I owe you a debt of gratitude as an individual. So as I said in XCOM, I can only hope to succeed you, but I will never be able to replace you. You have a depth of understanding and a verisimilitude with bringing information together that I think is second to none. And you will be missed, and we are all extremely grateful for your efforts on our behalf.
Thank you for that, Tyler. And it means a lot to hear you say arts leader, because when I first came to sit at this table with a mentor of mine who said, you will sit at this table, I said, I don't run an art gallery, I don't teach art history, but I care about talent development. I care about quality of life and prosperity in this region. And I had just recently been working at Qualcomm at the time. I saw the opportunity for really an intersection of creativity and innovation to go across all of our sectors. And I really do hope, and then as I've said before, even just with Gabrielle coming on new, I just care about people coming into our field and learning well. So also, Tracy, thank you for your comments too. Yeah, it's good stuff, and we will just keep moving ahead. And Commissioner Hughes, now you have yourself a cultural plan. Let's go.
I'm ridiculously excited about that. It's going to be so much fun to play and to be able to work with Tracy, Alberto, Kamal, and the rest of the policy and funding team as we integrate the cultural plan into where we're going, integrate more IDC work, where we're going, integrate, really a lot of self-reflective reviews of our policies and our funding systems as we move forward is going to be super, super exciting. So I'm just really jazzed about where we're headed, and I will miss the work on advocacy, but this is where I want to sink my teeth in.
Awesome. Commissioner DeZenzo.
Real quick, Tyler, and Jonathan, I guess, for the cultural plan, is policy and funding going to be the first group or committee that is going to dig into that? And are we going to, or is it going to go somewhere else first and then come to us?
It's a good question, Tracy. It is going to actually go to executive committee because the XCOM, since they have the overview of every moving part, is going to be the sort of clearinghouse for the cultural plan. But then how the cultural plan comes together, the recommendations that are made, that's going to really filter. I think we are going to do most of the water carrying when that is finished, about both execution and the ramifications of the recommendations.
Okay, that's really exciting. Cool.
Very cool. All right, I'm glancing over the Zoom room. Kip, give me a nod if we're good. Jonathan, I feel like we are good as well. Again, Commissioner Hughes, thank you for stepping up and taking this on. So you will be chair of policy and funding at the next full commission meeting. And with that, I believe at 12:29.
Sorry, Chair, Commissioner Martin had a comment.
Oh, sorry, I did not see that. Go ahead, Commissioner Martin.
Commissioner Hughes, thanks for the catch. Just a couple of
you.
quick items I wanted to throw into the new business section.
Yes, please.
One, I don't know if folks have had a chance to read the Burnham Center's recent white paper about Balboa Park and all the problems and challenges going on there and deferred maintenance. And I would love an opportunity for us as a commission to begin to consider some of those elements in conjunction with some of the pieces that emerged in RISE's research and report and those funding recommendations, specifically going back to phase 1 and recommendation 6 around award caps. I think that's a really significant paradigm shift in how we think about funding, looking at the huge amount of money that goes to Balboa Park and what can be done to think differently about that, and how some of that fund or how some of those funds can begin to be redistributed. But also, again, keeping in mind like this concurrent conversation about Balboa Park also having very significant needs of its own that are separate from that, and just making sure we don't get those pieces lost. So maybe the ask is for staff to provide a review of the body of research that RISE recommended, and just to kind of walk us through what's been implemented, what hasn't been implemented, and so we can begin to at least have a clear understanding of what already is in motion and what isn't in motion, and how we can potentially have some further discussion to propel items that have not been implemented, specifically items like number 6 that require legal review from the city as well.
Of course. Thank you for that, Commissioner Martin. And I know we did tell Tony Young when he was with us last time that we would continue to keep these in the forefront. So Jonathan, I know you have your hand up.
Just wanted to thank you, Commissioner Martin. I actually was having a conversation with Chair Bosler this morning about grounding the retreat in the equity recommendations. Hadn't thought about the Burnham plan. As you know, there's a myriad of things happening right now. There's something called an experience plan that is being developed by the Cultural Partnership that is about the community's experience of Balboa Park, and in that context, they are really referring to the cultural district. So lots of moving parts, as you said, around that, and happy to. I'm quickly running through. We'll come back with some recommendations on how we can start to digest that information as a commission.
Absolutely. Commissioner Martin, anything else that you want to add to that now that Jonathan and Tyler have responded?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yes, so that is on there for the record. I will take a pause here to make sure that there is not a comment from anyone else. Okay, that said, now then at 12:32, I will go ahead and adjourn this meeting of the Policy and Funding Committee for January 2023. Jonathan, you still have your hand up though. Are you good?
I'm lowering my hand and I'm saying thank you, Rebecca, one last time.
You are so welcome, my friend. All right. Have an awesome long weekend, everyone. And again, thanks to all of you for the great work. Take care. Meeting is
Thank you
adjourned.
all.
Bye.